I'm Yuju Wang, and the game I'm introducing today is Kingdom of Light. Now, let me introduce our game, starting with inspiration. Kingdom of Light is a game designed with inspiration from the power of word stories and the religious beliefs. I'm often obsessed with the world's classic stories such as The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, so I wanted to create a complete and unique worldview in the same way as these authors. The storyline of Kingdom of Light is based on my own personal emotional learnings, and the obvious continent is the fantasy world I've always envisioned. Religion is formed and developed for two reasons: natural forces and social forces. When mankind trembles in fear in the face of nature, religion becomes the most reliable spiritual support for mankind. Next is the game design. Kingdom of Light is a 2D horizontal action adventure game running on a PC. The player controls Oliver, the protagonist, to start a thrilling adventure on the fantasy obvious continent. The game contains many elements such as puzzle solving, battle, platform jumping. An RPG system is slightly included as well. We predict that the early adopters of the game fall in two categories. Category 1, the game is targeted at the young audience who love adventure indie games and are keen on episodic, immersive experiences. Category 2, people who play 2D horizontal active adventure games regularly. Here is our project development plan for 18 months. The first 6 months are to implement the design of 3 levels. The second 6 months is spent getting the game on Steam and play testing the game for player worldwide. The game is tested for frame rate stability and for bugs in the game. We will continue to develop our game as a DLC for sale during the alpha testing process. The third 6 months is to push the game's DLC on Steam, selecting feedback that makes sense for optimizing and the game's content, and modifying and upgrading the game's DLC. The game has 2 DLCs in total. Update game DLC Level 4, Non-Windy Tundra. To maintain body temperature, the player must constantly be active. Level 5, Dragon Flame Fire Mountain. There is no shimmering light to be lit here. It's full of huge, powerful monsters. These monsters has more blood and more powerful attacks. In the future, we plan to turn the game into an online multiplayer game with cooperator puzzle solving and enemy defeat. Furthermore, we have already started discussions to develop a second installment of Kingdom of Light. In the later installments, we will be explaining the evolution of the entire of its continent, aiming to complete the cultural background, the geography, and the history of the continent, and develop our own metaverse. The game is available on Steam and will require player to buy the game in full for an estimated £10, and the first DLC will be priced at £5. Player can also buy the season pass directly, including the game and 2 DLC updates over a year. Our main competitors are the following 3 games, and we have the ability to compete with them all, namely USP. Salt and Century has been described as a source game of 2D game and is very difficult to play, which will dissuade many players. Our game focuses more on puzzles in the boss battles, which will be more appealing than Salt and Century, but that doesn't mean we've completed abandoned the combat aspects of the game, which is fun with the archery attacks. Dead Cell, with its one-dimensional gameplay, is different from our game, which introduces the story at the beginning, and as the player solves each puzzle, he learns more about the backstory of the game world. Ori and the Blind Forest is a very successful game, and our game is similar in that it focuses on the exploration of the game world. We are sure that those who enjoy crossover 2D games will not want to missing our product.